So if we're doing the key of C, the most popular, we're about 26% of all songs ever written. There's the 1, 3, 5. And remember, that's what we call the root position. And the first inversion I call 3, 5, 1. So there's the third, the fifth, and the first. All right, which is also the eighth. We covered that in the last video. And 5, 1, 3. All right, so if you're, again, in the first position, here's a minor chord because the recipe is to flat the third. All right? And go back to major. And diminished chord is flat the third and the fifth. Diminished. And augmented chord is to sharp or raised by a semitone the fifth. And there's the fifth right there. There's the augmented or sharp 5 chord. Now, if you're in the 3, 5, 1 position, you know, here's the third, the fifth, and there's the first or the eighth. All right? So there's the minor. See? You don't have to go back to the first position. There's the diminished. And here's the augmented. Okay, now we'll go to the 5, 1, 3 position. Minor. I always go back to the major so that way you see it. And then after a while, you'll be able to do this instantly. You don't have to go back to the major anymore. So there's the diminished, because remember, you flat the third, which is up here, and here's the fifth. And here is the augmented, the sharp 5. Okay, let's go to another key. This is G, minor, diminished, augmented. Now if you were to go to the 3, 5, 1, minor, diminished, augmented. Then go to the 5, 1, 3. So again, minor. There's the 3, the third, right? Okay. Diminished and augmented. Okay, now if we go to E flat, start down here. There's the minor, flat the third. Here is the diminished. And here's the augmented. Sharp the 5. If you go to the 3, 5, 1 position, minor, diminished, augmented, right? Because you know where the third, the fifth, and the first or the eighth is. You go to the 5, 1, 3 position. Here's the minor. Back to major. Diminished. And back to major. And there's your E flat, augmented or sharp 5. See, when you do the chord inversions as 1, 3, 5, 3, 5, 1, 5, 1, 3, you know exactly where in the chord or the inversion you are. You know exactly where in the inversion you are and what part of the chord you're going to convert to change it into another chord.